So basically, you're a bitch. You don't want to come fight, right?
Why are you running, dude?
Fucking pussies, dude. Damn, I want to find that North Order group so bad, dude.
Yeah, I think we could roll them.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't even be
Easy.
close.
I'm literally going to be able to unite the entire server to fight you guys.
Less than a week after Jonah declares war on North Order forces spot Wolfpack building a stronghold near the Colored Forest. Within 10 minutes of the stronghold being placed, it is destroyed by coalition forces. The following footage is directly from an independent journalist reporting from the front line.
Finish it off, boys.
Eyewitnesses report that several dozen lootbags were promptly swept up by coalition garbage collection crews nearby, where the stronghold was destroyed. So far, Wolfpack leadership refuses to further comment on the situation and denies that the incident ever occurred. In other news, the Nave Census Bureau has recently seen an increase in the previously undiscovered native populace referring to themselves as Care Bears. These individuals have been reported seen traveling in between what physicists are calling parallel universes that non-natives are now referring to as Trammel 1 and Trammel 2. Military forces on both sides have now entered a state of universal war, resorting to randomly shouting at each other and continuous petty name-calling through the ethereal planes, while unable to see each other with the naked eye. Non-Trammel military forces seen entering the Trammel gates have been spotted returning with horse caravans full of Tegmut carcasses among other trade goods, presumably requisitioned from the local native Care Bear forces. However, global markets are also crashing due to inflation caused by Care Bear's saboteurs targeting non-Trammel economies by flooding markets with their goods for cuprums on a gold coin. Various Nave government agencies have also reported an increase in Care Bear black market sales of tungsteel and chronite in return for what experts are calling ERP. Protests all around Nave are calling for the destruction and permanent closure of Trammel moongates. A group of anti-Trammel rebel activists have become martyrs using ancient forgotten Risa siege engines to cause the collapse of Trammel 3 and Trammel 4, while simultaneously trapping themselves inside behind enemy lines. However, like the vast majority of the Nave population, the rebels never disclosed any secrets, and no one is left that knows how to build the Risa siege engines to close the remaining moongates. Only the gods of Nave can put an end to the ongoing economic genocide at this point. Breaking news, this just in. A large combined force of Wolfpack and their allies, Marauders, have just suffered massive casualties while engaging a small, outnumbered Koto force on the eastern Kurite front of Maryland. Eyewitnesses report that Koto forces were outnumbered 3-1. BBC reached out to Koto military officials for a response and were given a detailed report on the situation. Kurite correspondent, Adeline, joins us now via an ethereal portal to further explain the situation.
A force of 10 Koto players spent nearly an hour trying to get Wolfpack forces to leave the safety of town guards to fight near Moki.
Yo, make them come down. Make them come down. Stop giving them shots.
Koto scouts inside the town reported that a force of 10 marauders from earlier skirmishes had left and were attempting to flank from the north side of Hermit Pass, while another 20 to 25 Wolfpack actively geared up inside the town. Koto decided to force Wolfpack to leave the comfort of town guards to fight before marauder forces could get into position. The main force of 20-plus Wolfpack were reported heading up the pass toward Hermit Hut from Moki in an attempt to pincer Koto forces from the south side of Hermit Pass. However, the Wolfpack Zerg was easily confused and distracted by the prospect of PvE. Koto forces quickly moved to eliminate the forward-positioned Wolfpack scouts at Hermit Hut to bait Wolfpack's 2-star Yelpa-reviewed general, Jonah Vale, into telling marauders to push through the pass on the north side before Wolfpack forces were in position to launch a counterattack against Koto forces.
I'm gonna die.
Ooh.
They just swarmed.
They killed me literally at the hut. Like, right at the hut.
Once the Wolfpack scouts were eliminated, Koto forces were immediately repositioned to intercept the marauder forces moving into the pass. Jonah's trap failed, and marauders walked into Koto's bait, with no backup from Wolfpack forces. This mistake on Jonah's part would inevitably get the majority of the marauder force killed, and the remaining forces routed back to Wolfpack forces, where they could feel the safety and comfort of the Wolfpack Zerg once again.
I'm here now. Guys, perfect leads.
Nice killer needs heals.
One hit, dead.
Nice.
While engaged with Marauder forces, Koto scouts reported that a force of 20-plus acolytes were mobilizing in Morin Khur. Koto forces decide to head towards their stronghold near Wolfpack's castle in order to keep Wolfpack forces preoccupied, anticipating acolyte forces will show up and create a three-way fight. Unironically, this would have most likely led to the creation of another video of Wolfpack losing a fight to acolytes, leaving Jonah's only course of action left to copyright strike yet another YouTube video, removing any evidence of Wolfpack dying to a guild that Jonah has on several occasions been previously heard referring to as, quote, a trash guild. Suck my dick. Uzerg stream sniping trash, Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime. Now let's watch 25 ads every time I get into a fight, so my viewers can't watch me die. End quote. While Koto forces skirmished with Wolfpack forces for nearly 10 minutes in the Morin Khur Basin, it was determined by Koto intelligence operatives that Patsin chipped a nail before leaving town, and was forced to temporarily delay moving acolyte forces until he could schedule an emergency manicure appointment with his nail technician before leading his forces into battle. In the end, Koto forces reported 1 confirmed casualty on their side, while combined Wolfpack forces suffered 10 confirmed casualties throughout the engagement.
Weapons out, start getting stam, weapons out, gain stam, get ready to pop clades. 3, 2, 1, push, turn on them!
They're gonna fight here, they're pushing back in.
Kill this Ogre, hard push into him. Saber down!
Shadow, I don't see you. Stabber's getting game banged on the left-hand side.
Fuck me, dude.
Regroup! Reform the line!
Touch neither down.
Where's our mages?
Reform the line, guys, reform the line. Enga, overextending. Enga dies.
A lot coming downhill now.
Now start walking east. Back up east. Back it up. Weapons out, gaining Sam.
They don't have many mages. We need to push. I don't see any mages.
Corrupt on T, right hand side.
Push into him again, Rampage with a spear, Malarium armor.
Killer Priest overextended.
I'm gonna die here.
And stamped.
Antigen heals mid.
You gotta block, dude. You're just running without blocking antigen is not the play, baby. I need you to block.
Start peeling out. Walk it out, guys. Walk it out. Keep walking back.
We have pressure. We're winning. We actually have pressure.
Get heals on our guys. Get heals on our guys, please.
Push into him again. TSC, Malarium armor.
There's so many of them are corrupted, guys. Get a Dolan in our back line.
TSC down.
A Dolan in our back line.
He's one hit. He's one hit.
He's one hit. He should die.
Down, dead.
Okay, careful. Don't overcommit.
Stop looting, for the love of God.
Who's looting, dude?
I couldn't quite tell.
Corrupt on Razor?
Razor can
Corrupt on Razor? Okay, dude, why are you looting, King? Why are you looting while we're fighting, dude? What are you doing?
Beyond tilting.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a talk after the fight.
They actually have more than us too, and they have better gear.
Oh, they have way better gear. Yeah, run to your fucking keep, you bitches. Go inside. Go inside, dude. Better gear. Run inside, pussy. Go shut the door, bitch. Go shut the door with your steel. Shut the door, puss. Get inside. Know your fucking place, bitch. Oh. Yeah, you know where you belong, bitch. Right behind that wall. Suck my cock, idiot. Fucking trash cans, bro.
Guys, I don't want to hear any comms in game. Just shut up.
Yeah, don't talk shit. Honestly, mute Blade. Alright, stack on the door, stack on the door. Walk out with Adeline, don't sprint. Walk out. Push Hama.
They pushed out.
They're back.
He's alone.
Mages, get heavy hits on him. He's in the bushes here.
Hanma needs help.
Okay, cover our guys in the back.
Hana one. Hana dead. I'm looting.
Alright, steal out.
Yeah, I'm down.
When BBC reached out to Wolfpack for comment, we were told, contrary to all video evidence, that Wolfpack forces killed 4 or 5 Koto players, and that Koto forces in the fight had, quote, more than us and they have better gear, end quote.
Oh, they actually have like 15.
Yeah, they have a lot. They actually have more than us too, and they have better gear.
After hearing this news, Koto relief agencies have created a GoFundMe campaign for Wolfpack in an effort to help them bring better gear to fights, and has allowed asylum in Meduli to several former Wolfpack members. When pressed with further questioning on Wolfpack casualties, it was determined that several high-ranking Wolfpack officers had suffered fatal overdoses of copium after they had returned home from the fight. Inside sources have leaked the following video footage showing Jonah trying to flee the Koto stronghold.
Look at these guys. You guys are pathetic, bro. This fucking game, dude. Not gonna get tilted today. I'm untiltable. Untiltable. I'm uninstalling.
At present, there seems to be no end in sight to the conflict in eastern Mirland. Many refugees have been seen migrating west toward Meduli to avoid the state of anarchy and lack of governing leadership found in the region. One can only hope that control of the territory is determined once and for all by the end of the year.